Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you are fine and safe. Students, I am your English teacher, and today we are going to learn something about count and non count nouns. Okay? But before learning about these nouns, we are just going to quickly revise that what are nouns. Okay? Students, a noun is a person, place, animal, or thing. As you must have learned before, nouns are the names that we have given to people, places, animals, or things. Some example of names of persons are girl, boy, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, Mrs. Jones. Some example of places are school, home, playground, zoo. The examples for name of animals: dog, bee, frog, cow, lizard. The examples for things: book, flower, shoe, pencil. So students, now do you recall what are nouns? Nouns are the names given to people, places, animals or things. Okay, so now let's just quickly discuss what are count nouns. Students, count nouns are the nouns that can be counted. These nouns have singular and plural forms. For example, table, cat, girl. Okay, students, as I've told you and as we revised also, that nouns are the names given to people, places, animals or things. And my dear students, in all of the nouns, there are some nouns are the nouns which you can count, which you can tell how many are there. For example, table. How many tables are there in your classroom? You can count the tables and tell me the number. Cat, cats. How many cats do you have, or how many cats have you seen on the roads? What you will do is you will count the cats and you will tell me the number. That there are, let's say, 2 cats, or let's say there are 3 cats. It means that you can count these nouns. So students, the nouns, the name, the people, person, animals or things which you can count are called count nouns. Here I have some more examples of countable nouns. Nouns like apples, tomatoes, and bananas can be counted. For example, if I give you a box and I put some apples in it and I ask you to count, what you'll do is you will be able to count the nouns and tell me the number. For example, if I give you 6 apples and I ask you for the number, you can count the apples and tell me the number. Similarly, you can count the bananas and tomatoes also. So these nouns can be counted, and so they are countable nouns. Now let's discuss that what are non-count nouns. Students, non-count nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted. These nouns have no plural forms. Okay, so for example, water, sugar, honey. Okay, so students, amongst the nouns, there are some nouns which we cannot count. Okay, for example, water. Can you tell me the number of water that is in the class? No, you cannot say that there is 1 water or 2 water or 3 water. It means that you cannot count water, and water is a noun. And it also does not have any plural form. You never say waters, you never say 4 waters. So it means that water is the noun which you cannot count. So it is classified as non-count nouns. Okay? Similarly, if I give you some sugar and ask you to count sugar, will you be able to do it? No, you will not say that I have 1 sugar or I have 2 sugars or I have 5 sugars. It means that sugar is also a noun which you cannot count, which you cannot describe using a number. So it is also a non-count noun. Same goes for honey also. If I give you a jar of honey and I ask you to count honey, will you be able to tell me the number of honey in the jar? No, you won't say that I have 2 honeys or 5 honeys or 100 honeys. So it means that the nouns which you cannot count and which you cannot describe using a number are called non-count nouns. Here I have some more examples of non-count nouns. Nouns like bread, milk, and cheese cannot be counted. You cannot say I have one milk or I have three milks, and you cannot count them using a number. You cannot describe these nouns using a number. Okay, so all the nouns which are not described using a number or which cannot be described by a number are called non-count nouns. Let's learn more. Count nouns. How many clocks are there? Students, you are able to see pictures of clocks on your screen. Can you tell me how many clocks are there? Okay. Okay, you are right. There are two clocks. What you did is you counted the clocks on in the picture and you told me the number. It means that we can count and tell the number of clocks here, which means that clocks are the nouns that can be counted, right? So we can count and tell the number of clocks. It means that clocks are the nouns that can be counted, and so they are classified as count nouns. Okay, now here I want to ask you, how many boys are there in this picture? Yes, you are right. There are three boys. So what we did is we counted the boys and described them using a number, that there are three boys. It means that the word boys is also a count noun. So we can count and tell the number of boys, which means that boys are the nouns that can be counted. Okay? Now I have some examples of non-count nouns. How much sand? Students, you all must have seen sand. Okay, so now here I have given you a picture of some sand, and I want you to tell me that how much sand is there. Can you count sand here? No, we cannot count sand. We cannot say one sand or two sands. It means that sand is the noun that cannot be counted. So the word sand is classified as non-count noun. Okay? How much traffic? Students, when you go out and on the road there is a lot of traffic, can you count the traffic? Have you ever counted it? No, we cannot count traffic. We cannot say one traffic or two traffic. It means that traffic is the noun which you cannot count. So, the word traffic is also classified as non-count nouns. Okay, so here we are just quickly going to revise that what we learned about count nouns and non-count nouns. Dear students, count nouns are the nouns that can be counted, okay, which you can count. For example, one box, two televisions, four beds, 100 boys, okay, 1,000 animals. So all these nouns can be counted and are described using a number. Therefore, these are count nouns. Non-count nouns. Non-count nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted. Nouns like water, milk, honey, sand, traffic, air are the nouns which you cannot count, which you cannot describe using a number. So these are non-count nouns. Okay? Students, I hope that this lesson will help you to learn about count and non-count nouns. Until I see you next time, Allah Hafiz.